Hi guys, good morning and welcome to my knitting podcast. My name is Mandy and you can find me on the internet as Mandy Von Knits on Ravelry and Instagram. I am a 40-year-old woman and I am a paraplegic who lives here in southeastern Michigan, and I live here with my husband and my two kiddos, and I love to knit and I love to crochet. I love to craft, I love to talk about it, and I love all of the fiber arts, and I love to share different things with you that I've been getting onto throughout the week. So if that sounds like something that could be interesting to you, please stick around. I would love to have you. Okay guys, I was missing in action last week and I apologize for that. It was just not a good week and we'll talk about all that later. But let's talk about what I have to talk about this week. So it is the middle of December. Are you guys ready? Are you ready for the holidays, the New Year's? Just everything going on this time of year. Whether you celebrate Christmas or Hanukkah or Kwanzaa, any of the other holidays, you know, it's just running around and just doing a bunch of stuff. It feels like work is kind of, I don't know how to explain it. It just feels like there's so much going on. Whether or not you're into the holidays, whether or not you have anything to do for the holidays, there's just a bunch going on. My kids have school stuff, extracurricular activities, are doing like big events and stuff. So if you're like me, you are busy, busy, busy. So let's get down to business. The first thing I am going to do is I am going to draw a winner for this week's digital prize pattern. So if you're new here, I draw a winner every week from the previous week's comments and I gift them a digital prize pattern. Now, the only two rules of this giveaway are that the prize pattern must be 15 USD or under, and you can only win once a month. So I just threw that extra rule in to make it even for everybody so the same person doesn't keep winning. Now, the way that you enter is you just leave a comment down below and then come back next week to see if you win. So I am going to leave a blank spot right here. And if that was you, please reach out to me on either Instagram or Ravelry as Mandy Von Knits and let me know your digital prize, your pattern that you want, and I will send it to you. If you don't use Ravelry, let me know that too, and we can figure out a different payment platform to gift you your pattern. Okay guys, I have had a week, so we're going to ignore that. We're gonna get straight into the machine knitting. So I have a couple of different knitting machines. The one that I have been kind of clinging to lately is my Addy hat machine, and I love it because it's something that I can work on and kind of not pay much attention to. I have done so many hats on this machine and I've donated them, and I've done so many hats on the machine that it's almost like second nature now. If I drop a stitch, it takes me 20 seconds to fix it. So with that said, what I am going to show you this week are some more hats. I want to start using my sock machine, but the problem is that I have my son's Christmas sweater, and you know, Christmas is less than 2 weeks away. So I've been concentrating really hard on that. The hat machine is easy, but the sock machine, not so easy. So we'll talk about that in a couple minutes. So this is the first hat that I've done. Now, I really like this. This yarn worked up incredibly. This is Premier Everyday Worsted. Is that what it is? Yes, it's Premier Anti-Pilling Everyday Worsted. Now, I don't know what kind of magic they put in this yarn, but it worked up incredibly in the knitting machine. I did not have to stop once, and that never happens. So I don't know if it's the anti-pilling stuff that makes it just the right amount of slick, and or maybe my tension was just amazing, but this is a worsted weight hat and it's anti-pilling. So Premier says, you know, you can throw it in the washer, the dryer, and it should be all fine. I really like this color. Now, this color came in basically a set, and it had, I believe, a green one, this color, and I'm gonna show you the other two colors that it made. I also made a green one because I had got the set, but I put the green one up, so I'm not gonna grab it right now. You guys can just use your imagination. It was neon green. So right here is the pink, and I love this. Now let me show you guys the label. This is the Premier Anti-Pilling, and I was really confused at the like what these icons mean up here. Now, can you guys let me know in the comments what exactly you think they're depicting here? I thought, okay, maybe it's a center pole ball, but like the yarn, the red yarn is obviously going around the outside in one picture, and then maybe it's going from the inside and this side. I don't know. It's very odd. It says step 1 and step 2. So maybe you guys can get that. I don't. So it didn't matter. I just used it as a center pole. I generally center pole when I'm using the hat knitting machine because I don't put them on cones. I only do that for the sock machine. So I center pole, and it gives me just the right amount of tension that I need. And I've always had really good results with that. So this is Premier Anti-Pilling Everyday Worsted. It says like new, wash after wash. And it is 180 yards, 165 meters, and it is 100% anti-pilling acrylic. So it's a medium number 4, and one skein made one hat. Now, these are much more heavy duty than if you watched previously, I had made some out of DK. Those were much stretchier. These are nice and warm. I would give these to my daughter, and they would be perfect if she was going to go play out in the snow, just because of how much thicker the worsted makes it. So let me show you this pink, because I love this pink color. It is so, it's a neon pink. I believe this color is called bright pink. Now I'm gonna show you at least 3 of the 4 that came in the set. Now this is not, well, this is Premier Everyday Worsted, but this is a different, I think it's called Painterly. So Premier Anti-Pilling Everyday Worsted Painterly Brush Stroke Print. So this is 153 yards and 140 meters, and I believe that's different from the regular one. So this is Painterly, and I'm trying to show you guys like all of the different, the way that it looks when it's knit up. So we've got this spot right there that doesn't have any strokes, which I thought was interesting. So I just folded it up and like, let me turn it inside out just because I know you guys are going to want to see the other side. If you're like me, you know, if you're like me, you want to see how the entire yarn works up. So this is one complete skein of that Painterly. And I really did like the colors. I have, that's the purple, that's the green, and I think I have the pink. So it was neat. I ended up getting, where did I get it? I got the set of 4 off Hirschner's website. They have some pre-built almost color packs that go together. And I thought that that would be a fun idea. It would be a really cute idea to take one of those color packs and make like a baby blanket or something. Because I mean, think about it. It's worsted, it's anti-pilling, it's 100% acrylic. So if you would like to use 100% acrylic on a baby or a kid item, that would be pretty cool. And it says it's tested and approved against 350 harmful substances. So if that is a concern of you, for you, then that is something to take into consideration. Okay, I am gonna show you my knitting now, my hand knitting. And then after, I'm going to show you what I've been working on with crochet, and then I am going to show you some advent calendars because I'll get into it. Let's do hand knitting first. So I have been, let's see, I've gone to my son's concert that he had to do, and when I went there, I took my Musselburgh, and I have been working and working and working on this, and I am pretty much out of yarn at this point, so I'm gonna have to end it whether I want to or not. And that's just gonna be what it is. I really like this, and so I have some thicker stripes up here. If you guys are not familiar, this is the Musselburgh by Ysolda Teague, and I am using Mousewitch yarns, and it is the Sugar Plum set, and you can see exactly where I change color right up there. I made myself a promise, because this isn't self-striping yarn or anything. I made myself a promise I was going to leave those pretty loose, and then right before I was finishing, I'm gonna take it and turn it inside out and then just straighten this up. That's why it looks loose like that, because I didn't want to deal with it while I was knitting it. While I was knitting it, I just wanted to knit it. So, and let's see, I've got thick stripes here, and then I turned to smaller stripes, and now I'm pretty much running out of all of the purple, and all of, yeah, the purple I've ran out of, and I have a lot of the cream left, and I have a pretty good amount of the gray. So I am going to take the cream and the gray and use them for my Ysolda sweater, which is getting cast on as soon as, well, not cast on, which I am going to be finishing up the sleeves on as soon as I am done with my son's Christmas sweater. So it is going. I'm hoping I can get this done. I went through my personal hat drawer, and you guys are gonna laugh, right? Because I have a drawer where I put hats, and generally I put Musselburghs there because I really do like wearing them. And I went through it, and I have one hat. So for somebody who makes a lot of hats, that's very silly. So I think I'm gonna keep this one for myself. I really like the colors, and I really like the fact that the stripes will be asymmetrical. On this side, I will be probably going to just gray and cream stripes for a little bit, and it'll just be a quirky hat, and I like that. I am a very quirky person, so it fits. Uh-oh, I dropped my label. I will ignore it. Okay, what else is next? I have a Musselburgh, I have a crochet blanket, and I've made a lot of progress on the crochet blanket. So one thing that, if you guys knit and crochet, you might know this, you might feel this way, you might not, and either way, I mean, that's obviously okay. I've been crocheting longer than I have knitting. So it feels like whenever I'm crocheting, if I make a mistake or something, it's okay. So when I don't feel good, I'm more likely to reach and grab for, you know, my comfort, what I find more comfortable. So when I haven't felt good for the last like 2 weeks, I've been reaching for my crochet blanket that I've been working on. Now, if you guys have not watched previously, I have been working on a crochet blanket for my son. Now, I have decided that I am going to make some blankets. I love the idea of making blankets, and we're going to talk more about different blankets coming up here, but I have decided that I am going to make my kiddos some blankets. And I've made my daughter some star blankets in the past. If you've seen them, they are, you know, just almost lap blankets, I want to say. They're not very big, but she loves them and she loves cuddling up with them. But this this particular project is supposed to be a larger blanket. So I started with my son, and I grabbed some Sidar Jewel Spun Ombre. And I really like this yarn. If you guys haven't seen it, they come in huge cakes. It's like 1,000 meters or 1,000 yards, and it's massive. And they're perfect, I think, for blankets. I believe they're 100% acrylic. So I grabbed 2 different colors for my son. I grabbed 2 for my daughter too, but we're starting with him. So I grabbed like a greenish blue and like a blue. So I am going to show you what I have so far. And this has actually grown a little bit, well, quite a bit since you've seen it last. Now, this is what I have. And you can see the drastic color change. Do you see how it's light up here and it's darker in here? I started off by working on the outside, and then I started by pulling from the inside because these balls have been falling apart, but now I like it. So I've got some darker up here and some lighter down here. Probably pretty soon here, I'm going to start pulling from the outside again. So I'm going to try to make these on purpose stripes. And I just think that, I think that it'll be kind of cool. Like light stripes, dark stripes, light stripes, dark stripes. So that's my plan. I don't know if it's gonna work because, you know, the best laid plans and everything, but I'm hoping that it will. I've had a lot of fun with this blanket. It is just the simplest ripple stitch blanket, and lo and behold, even though it's simple, I still managed to mess it up. But I am hoping that you can't even really notice that the edge is like a little bit longer here. So what I am going to do, and I was thinking about this, I am going to go pull just a little to even it up. And once I put the border on, I don't think that that's that bad. I don't think anyone's ever going to notice, especially with how long it is. So, and it's not like my son's going to be like, "What did you do, Mom?" If he was going to say that, he would have asked about he would be like, "Mom, why are you putting like Kirby on my Christmas sweater?" We are both big dorks, and I will definitely be showing you the video game Christmas sweater that I have been toiling on. I love it. But this is, let's see. So I am going to lay this on the blanket, or lay this on the bed like this. So what I want to do is make it as wide as it needs to be for his bed. And then this will be vertical, and I think that that should be good. And barring that, if that's not going to work, pretty soon here, because you know, this is about the size of a good, like a wrap, right? So pretty soon here, I am going to take it to his bedroom and lay it on his bed to kind of configure it and see which way it looks best. Maybe this way, and we'll just go from there, because I think that I'm really going to need to see, you know how wide something is and how tall something is, but you really kind of need to see a blanket on a bed to get a good picture of it. Or at least I do, because I'm really bad with numbers. Like somebody can say, "Oh, it's 12 inches. And I'm like, but if you do this, it's this big. It makes more sense to me. So if you're ever talking about measurements with me, just hold up your hands like it's this big, Mandy, and I'll understand it a lot more. Okay, as promised, hopefully I can grab this without falling down. I am going to show you my son's Christmas sweater. Now, I have two little strands still like hanging out, but I have been working on a strange brew for my son. And it has been an awesome and fun labor of love. And it's just been such a cool way to go through, look up all sorts of different video game charts and all sorts of things that he would like and plug them into a sweater. Now, if you are unfamiliar with Tin Can Knits Strange Brew, you should definitely check out Tin Can Knits first of all. Their patterns are amazing and they have an app, and the app is really cool too. So just check them out. You will not be sorry. So Strange Brew is basically a pattern recipe for a colorwork yoke sweater. Now, it's a circular yoke, so you could put colorwork just up here. You could put colorwork here and on the ribbing. You could do all over colorwork. You could do whatever colorwork you want. The numbers for the Strange Brew are directly mathematically compatible with the charts that they put in the pattern. So you can plug and play charts wherever you want. You could also use different charts, which is what I did. Now, my son loves video games, and every year I make them a Christmas sweater. Now, I finished my daughter's Christmas sweater, and you'll have to go a couple of episodes back to see her cat Christmas sweater. I put in cats and more cats, which completely fits her. So I'm very close, very, very close to finishing my son's Christmas sweater, but I have a dilemma. So let me show you what I have. And I'm gonna put it this way because I've still got yarn in my bag. So this is the sleeve, and I don't know if you can see this because it is a little bit darker, but this is Corbis. And this is the Hyrulean crest. I think that's what you would call it. And here are some icons from The Legend of Zelda and mushrooms, and we've got the star, and we have some Pac-Man ghosts, and then up there is Pac-Man. Now, I have a dilemma because I have knit down past Corbis. So I'm going to be doing a border and putting a border right here. So this sleeve is matched up to the body. I need to go over here and work this sleeve to match the body. So I believe I just need to do the Corbis. I should probably stop saying that. I should probably, now I've messed myself up. I need to work the last pink motif here, and then they'll all be the same size. Actually, the pink motif and the border. Are you guys following? I hope so, because sometimes I don't think I follow myself. After I do that, I want to block it. Now, when I blocked my daughter's sweater, it changed how it laid, it changed the way the fabric felt, it made it so much nicer. But the reason that I want to block it is I need to check the length. After this is blocked, now this is fingering weight yarn here. This is Fiber Optics yarn, and they have a base called cashmere, and I recommend that you try it if you haven't. First of all, if you're looking for colors, they have like every color of the rainbow. So if you need a yarn base that has a bunch of different colors, it's good to check them out because they have mini packs. But this is that base, and I can't remember what it is, and I'm gonna put it up there. It's cashmere, merino, and nylon, and it's very soft, and I can't wait to see how this looks when I block it. But after I finish the sleeve, I'm going to block it. It should dry pretty fast because it is fingering weight. And then I am going to have him try it on and see how long the ribbing needs to be. I need to check the neck and see like what the neck situation is, how like deep the neck should be. Should it be smaller? So I'm going to ask his opinion on that. I'm going to check his opinion for both the length of the sweater and the length of the sleeves. And then I will have a good idea. Do I need to add another motif? If I add another motif, I already know exactly the one I want to add. I'm like a kid in a candy store. So my son is turning 15 in January and he is in high school, and I made this big on him. I made it big on him not only because I want him to wear it forever, but if he doesn't wear it forever, I want it. So keep that in mind. I mean, who doesn't want a video game sweater? I don't know. I have always laughed at myself because I am 40 years old and I am still a little kid at heart. My husband and I were just talking about a new video game that released, and we just do all of those things. So, video game and anime, that's who I am, a geek at heart. So, okay, that is my knitting, and I promised you guys I was going to show you some advents. Now, I'm trying to figure out which one I should grab first, because you know what? Let me show you. I'm going to show you twice sheared sheep first, because it's got this big box, and I wanted to show you guys the box. Now, I mentioned earlier that I am paraplegic. And one thing people don't realize with paraplegics is that our core strength isn't the best, at least mine. My core, I should qualify that and say my core strength isn't the best because my legs are weak. So when I'm grabbing something off a table or like lifting something off the floor, I have to be very careful. So this is why I want to show you this first. Now, I have this on the table that the camera's on because I wanted to show you guys. So here we go. This is Twice Sheared Sheep, and this is their advent calendar. Now, I purchased this because I had never gotten it before. And I wanted to see what was in it and what it was about. Now, I got, I think, a 20% discount on it because I ordered it way in advance, like right when it first came out. So keep that in mind if that's something that's important to you. I really like the presentation on this one, and I thought it was cute. So, hang on, I gotta open it up, and I am showing you the boxes. Now, the boxes are very cute, and my daughter likes them. She likes to open them, and so that's what she gets to do, because I am not good at opening little boxes. So I end up just handing it to her, and I'm like, here kiddo, you open these. And she loves it because she loves all the advent stuff. So let me show you what has come in the box. Now, you are going to be seeing this on next Tuesday, but it, in my world, is the 12th. So I am showing you up to the 12th because I really want to make sure that I do not ruin this for anybody. So if for some reason you do not have, or you have the Twice Sheared Sheep Advent and you haven't opened any of it and you don't want to be spoiled, you should probably look away. I should mention that for this Advent, there is actually a theme, and it's storybook, and I thought that that was really cute. So I love a good theme, and I love storybooks. So let me show you what came from the first little package. Now, the rest of these aren't going to be in order because I do not remember, but I do remember that the bag came first, and I really thought that the fabric was cute. And let me see if I can get like a close-up. Just a cute little bag. So the rest of this stuff, it came when it came. This is a tin, and oh my goodness, I just realized who is on this tin, and now I really love this tin. Let me tell you, I let my daughter open this, and I did not read it because I haven't felt good, and just look at the tin. It's amazing. Do you guys know who that is? That is Anne Shirley. I love Anne of Green Gables. It says, "Tomorrow is a new day with no mistakes in it." That makes me geek out. I love Anne of Green Gables. Okay, we have this. This says it's the Yarn Gator Yarn Divider. It says how to use your yarn gator. Clip your yarn gator across the opening of your project bag. Pull your yarn through the holes of the gator to keep each color separated and tangle free. Knit or crochet away. If you need to remove your yarn, remove the lobster claw from the end of your gator, open the jaws, and remove your yarn. No need to cut it. That is pretty cool, especially with all of the color work that I have planned. So I have Dawn's Handy Reference Guide to All Things Yarny. And it has an Elizabeth Zimmerman quote on the back. And this is actually really cool. It has a whole bunch of different stuff in here. It has Yarny internet slang. It has different charts like recommended needles and gauge, hook needle conversion chart, yarn weights, crochet chart symbols, knit chart symbols. But this is the cool part. It has body measurements for baby, child, teen, women, and men. Head measurements and foot measurements. That is very useful if you are making something, say, to donate or something, or you do not have the specific measurements of the person you're making something for. Like, say, a brand new baby. And the fact that they have baby measurements in here is awesome, because whenever like a neighbor or a coworker has a baby, you could just look at that. So let me see. I have, this is a needle threader, or yarn threader, needle threader. What is the correct terminology here, guys? It's very cute. I know what it does. It threads your... Yeah, okay. It's been a long day. These are stitch markers, and that's very cute, like Alice in Wonderland. And we have some snag-free stitch markers, and these have basically 10s on them, so you can use them to count. Yeah, 10, 140, things like that. So you can count your stitches easily. A yarn threader. You know, that's gonna bother me. It is. This made me really happy. So I'm doing color work, right? Look at what came in this. This is 2025 Advent Doodles by Pacific Knit Co. Storybook Doodle Card Deck. Like, guys, I'm so excited about that. It says the storybook doodle enables you to design and knit your favorite classic stories. Use this mix and match colorwork charts with any doodle based pattern. So I can make some hats and stuff with different charts on them. I want to open this. Let's see what's inside. Okay guys, I can't not open it, so it's gonna bother me. Let's see what's inside and then we can both be super happy together. So there's a is it a recipe? Well, yeah, it's a recipe. I wanted to see if it actually told you how to make it, but yeah, it shows you how to make an infinity cowl. We've got some trees, some candy, a candy house, oh, a witch. That's so cute. It's like a little pixel witch. I don't want to show you guys because you can screen cap and like, I don't want any copyright issues, so I'm just going to explain what they are. There's porridge. We've got Goldilocks, a little pixel like Goldilocks. We've got Mama and Baby Bear, Granny Wolf, picnic basket, Red Riding Hood, so another little pixel. Oops, things are falling here. Little houses, a big bad wolf, and then 3 little pigs. That's so cute. I really want to make something with that now. Maybe like a hat. I love like the storybook stuff, like Little Red Riding Hood and things like that. So the fact that the doodle deck kind of highlights that story is really cool. Let's see what we've got here. We have some yarn bobbins. And we have an original chain counter. And it has a little spinning wheel on it. I don't know if you guys can see that. But do you remember, what is it? Rumpelstiltskin. That's the story that involves the spinning wheel, right? Where is it a princess? Maybe it's just a lady who spins the straw into gold and then she has to guess the guy's name. I read a story, like a young adult novel based on Rumpelstiltskin, and it was really good. I read that when I was like in high school. So I have opened 2 yarns with it. This is Color Story DK. This is just a natural color, which is actually going to really come in handy for my Ysolda sleeves. And then I have this color, which is called Tide Pool. So these 2 together are really actually pretty cute. Maybe I'll use them together for something. Maybe a storybook doodle cowl. Okay, I'm going to put all this stuff back, and then I am going to show you the next advent. Now, like I said, I'm showing you up until day 12. So I'm sure I can show you the next week if you guys want me to. But I didn't necessarily plan on doing this, but I felt like it would be really cool to kind of show you an advent as it's like complete, not complete, but like half complete. So you guys could kind of see how they look. I grabbed this one and let me see which one this is. Okay, this is, I love this bag. Let's talk about the bag first because I opened the bag and I immediately went to Instagram and I was going to message the dyer and I was going to say, the bag is amazing. Thank you so much. But she had posted something on Instagram with the bag on it. So I just commented instead. But look at it. I love it. This is probably one of my favorite bags now. And she makes such good bags. Like her bags are amazing. Everything, like this color up here is so pretty. Like guys, I was so happy opening this. My husband thinks I'm nuts. He's not far off. But I get so excited about things. Like, I'll go, hey, look, it's a bag. I love it. Isn't it pretty? And he looks at me like, needless to say, he's not a big... It's not that he doesn't like yarn. It's that he doesn't geek out about it like I do. Or bags. So, let's take a look at the advent that I have opened up so far. Now, I don't remember, and I'm going to say this, I was watching a podcaster, and I kind of think it was Mandy from Mousewitch Yarns. The Mouses Makes podcast, and I'll link it below. And I think it was her where she put her advent on needles. And I thought it was amazing. So that's what I did too, because I could not think of a good way to display these advents. Like, I only have so many hands. So needles it is. Look at this, guys. I love this. I love this so much. Like, she does, Blackbird Sycamore yarn, Stephanie, does such an amazing job. Her advent is one that I will never not get. Like, seriously. So pretty. And if you've taken a look at my baseline cardigan, was her advent from last year, and what did I make the year before? I am going to be so grumpy at myself because I don't remember. I made the Daft Days cardigan from her advent as well. So I want to make, what do I want to make? Oh man, I want to make, what is it called? The stripe one. I know you guys are yelling at me about it. And I've been talking about how I'm going to make it over and over again. And it's got asymmetrical stripes on it. I don't know if I want to use this one or if I want to make a granny square blanket like graduated with this one. Because these are so pretty. This is like gorgeous. And I feel like if I do the stripe one with this, I'm going to ruin the order of it. But maybe I can still get away with it if I keep them in order. I'll have to think about it. We're going to think about it. But for right now, this is how her advent looks so far. Seriously, I'm just going to take the advent and hang it up on the wall because it's that pretty. So I'm going to show you a couple of the goodies that I've opened. And if I don't have anything in here that came with the advent, it's because my daughter probably took it. I had to kind of wrestle these away from her. They're very cute. They're unicorn stitch stuffers. Okay. Oh, I don't have the first one on there. It is what it is. This is a hand cream. And this is the first one. This actually came in the bag and I forgot to thread it through. So I'm showing you an incorrect amount of yarn. Yeah, her advent, like the day one, it had a yarn in it and the bag. I don't know. Very cool. And look, it's so pretty. That's giving me like all the pretty, just such pretty vibes. Okay, now I am going, let me see, is there anything else in the bag? I don't want to forget to show you anything if I have it that my daughter hasn't kind of absconded with. So, very cute. And then this one. She's gonna take these, like as soon as I'm done filming, she's gonna come in here and take the stickers. I know her. Then we've got a little unicorn stitch marker. I don't know if that showed up. I'm sorry if it didn't, guys. You'll just have to take my word for it. And what's really cool about her, advent, gosh, words, is that she gives you a little card and a description because her advent is basically themed around different creatures, and I think that it's really cool. So, and she always like takes the theme and runs with it. Like, when you think of creatures, do you think of these colors? No, but like, look at how she pulled it all together with the bag. So cool. That's awesome. Very creative. Okay, now I am going to show you another advent, and this is the other one that I wanted to show you, and this is Mousewitch Yarns advent. And the sad part about Mousewitch Yarns is that we can't get it anymore in the US. So this is limited edition. So I definitely am going to hold on to it and try to figure out if I want to do this, if I want to use this one with the striped sweater, and the other one with the granny blanket, or if I want to do this one, the granny blanket, and do the striped sweater for the other one. So let me show you these first. Now I have two big skeins from a weekly advent, and do I have the little paper? Yes, I do. So she had two different choices. One was Merry and Bright, and I don't know what the other one was because she had me at Merry and Bright. So for the weekly advent, it was the Merry and Bright Advent 2025, and then 4 100-gram skeins, and you know, they're basically sack yarn, 75-25. So these are the first for Merry and Bright, and I love these. These will go great like in a granny square blanket, which is the problem that I am having because I can't make up my mind. I want to do both projects with both, and I can't do that. So here's the advent, and it is very pretty. It's a fade, ooh, Merry and Bright. Oh, look at it. You know what? I picked awesome advents. Like, good job, me. I should not say that, but look at how pretty. Oh. So you guys, say down below, would you do the striped sweater with this one or the other one? And would you do a granny squares with this one or the other one? Because I don't know. I'm gonna have analysis paralysis around this. Look at how gorgeous this is. She does such a good job with gradients, and I am so sad that we're not going to be able to get her yarn anymore. So whatever I make out of this needs to be like like, I don't know, something that I am going to hold on to for a very long time. Because seriously, oh, that's so pretty. Screenshot. I'm just kidding. You know, I'll look through the thumbnails that YouTube picks, and I'm just like, my eyes are half closed. They're just a mess. So hopefully it decides to pick that one this time. I'm so happy about this yarn. I absolutely love gradients. I absolutely love these colors, and Merry and Bright, guys. I love it. Okay, I'm done geeking out. I will be working up both of these advents very soon. You guys saw how close I am with my sun sweater. I have my sun sweater, and then I can work on other things with what I'm working on. So let's see, I have a couple of projects that I want to tie up. I have my sock arms cardigan, And as soon as while his sweater is blocking, I am going to be working on the arms for that. I need to go through my minis, and I have a bunch of minis, and pick out precisely the right colors because I want to get as close as I can to the Socks of the Hero color palette because I really do like that. And then I will be working both of those sleeves, and I have, what else do I have on the needles? I have my Tunisian crochet sampler shawl that I have kind of put in a corner, and I really need to pull it back out. The reason I put it into a corner is because the rows are so long and it takes forever, but I am going to finish it. It is going to be, I'm going to finish it. It is going to be the year of two different things. So I usually make New Year's resolutions, and I've been kind of thinking about what I want to do. I really want to work on color work, but here's the thing I also want to do. I want to focus on using up yarn that I have. So I want to do like a love the yarn you have type of thing here. So that is what I am going to be focusing on. Using the yarn that I have in my stash and then working on color work. I still have, quite a bit from my Make 30 list that I have kind of compiled. So there are some that I am going to be able to take off. I believe I put on, I can't remember what the tin can knit sweater is called that I put on in, I put it on, but I had known that I had wanted to make like an all over colorwork sweater. So I feel like I'm going to swap that out with Strange Brew and then just close it because that was my intention. I am going to be grabbing off some hats to work on from that. And I also have Corbis on the needles. Do you guys remember Corbis? I started Corbis and I started it with the yarn that was way too thick. And I didn't even pull it out, I don't think. So I have it somewhere on the needles, but I restarted it with the correct yarn, and it's so soft and it's so pretty, and I just need to kind of work on it. So those are the 3 items that I have to finish. The one item that I need to start is my husband's sweater, and it will be the dog where everything is on fire meme sweater, and I will put up a link so you guys can take a look at it. I really like it. It is an Natasja sweater, and it's going to be a very interesting experience because I am an Natasja newbie, and we'll just have to work through that together. The other thing that I want to do is there is a Rowan sweater, and I can't remember what it's called, but I'll put up the info here. And it's very beautiful, and it's knit flat, but it's all over color work, and I am going to do it the way that it's written. I want to broaden my horizons as a knitter and try new techniques because, you know, I can go, hey, color work, I've done color work flat before, but I can say, hey, it's not for me once I, complete the sweater and kind of judge it myself. Like, is it worth converting things to the round that are knit flat, or do I like the structure of it more when it's knit flat? So keep a lookout for that for next year as well. I'm trying to think of anything else that I really want to focus on. I know there's more. You guys know there's more. But it is what it is. When you're talking about stuff that you want to do, it's not always that easy to kind of pull it out of your internal memory. But we'll have a lot of fun next year, and I'm excited about it. So I appreciate that you guys are coming along for the ride. So that is it for like the knitting and the crocheting that I have to talk about. So if you are leaving me now, I thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys next week. If you want to and you want to win, leave a comment down below and come back next week and see if the random comment picker picked you. Okay, as for life, I have like 5 minutes because dinner just like, my husband just went to go pick up a pizza, so I only have a couple of minutes to talk about it. But we will talk about the last couple of weeks. They've been very hard. I have had a lot of pain, and I don't know precisely what it was from. It seems to have cleared up the last day or two. Let's see, it's Friday. So it started to clear up around Wednesday morning. Now, I tested positive for COVID, and I tested positive for COVID, I think, Tuesday night. And I don't know if I had had it before then. And one of my main symptoms was just pain. But I'm kind of erring towards that because my husband had ended up getting COVID previously. And, you know, my daughter had had it way back when. My son ended up getting it. And it was just a thing. Like, just a happy holidays, guys. Here's COVID. So, I mean, it is what it is. Nobody wants to get anybody else sick, but it's kind of hard when people are running to and from and everybody has stuff to do and things that need to be done for the holidays. So I ended up getting not very many symptoms from COVID. I am fully vaccinated and have like all the boosters. I got one earlier this year as well for both COVID and the flu. So I did not have many respiratory symptoms. I would consider I've had worse allergies, I would say. So that is good. But I did have an enormous amount of pain for probably about 2 weeks. Like I said, it started to clear up. I did go to the pain doctor. They gave me an EKG or an ECG, I guess, depending on where you're from, what you want to call it. And it was fine. So they doubled my dose, and I have another appointment in a couple of weeks to see if basically do the same thing. I think that the pain medicine started helping after I got it. And I've been using a ton of different stuff, like all the things. Like whatever you guys are saying for me to try, I've probably tried it. It's been like a whole thing. So if you do know of anything and you want to leave it down below, go ahead, because if I haven't heard of it, maybe it'll help me. But chances are I probably have. It's been a rough ride. I did read a couple of books, and there was a really good book I'm going to talk about, and I am going to talk about it and let you guys know because it is free on Audible. So if you are a member of Audible, you can get it. Now, I can't remember who wrote the book or what it was called. So we're off to a great start here. I'm going to put it down below. This was an awesome book. I really loved it, and I love the fact that it had like a cast. So it wasn't just a narrator reading a story. It was basically a whole immersive movie. And you basically followed along this lady as you're basically trying to figure out how this girl died. And it was very good. I liked it. I got very involved in it, and I think it was just because of the cast. I don't want to say any more than that because I don't want to ruin anything, and I have a bad habit of ruining stories. So I'll put it down below, and just know that if you have Audible, you can listen to it for free. Then the other book that I read, and I know who wrote this, I don't remember what it was called. I think it's like something, The Thing That Lies Between Us or something. It's by John Mars, and this is the last book I'll talk about because I'm obviously not very good at it today because I should have written these names down. But it's by John Mars, and this person has written some like technical like tech books about morality with AI and things like that. So that's how I know the author. But this book has nothing to do with technology. It is about a lady who lives up here and a lady who lives down here, and it's in the same house. And I don't want to spoil it, so I've got to be very careful about how I word this. This lady is chained up and cannot leave here, and this lady is keeping her there. So I'm using very specific words, and it talks about why this lady down here has this lady held captive, and it's a really, I thought it was pretty good. I love books that are unique like that. So okay, that's it, guys. I'm so happy that you joined me. I hope to see you guys again next week. I hope that no matter what you're doing, you're getting some crafting and knitting time in, and I will see you soon. Okay, bye.